starting to come up, but we did get one tonight on live scope. Right there, using the cheater box with the 7-foot Patriot, one piece, Pomme De Terre Lake, just pitching jigs, a standing tipper. The shad is unbelievable. There are so many shad, it's hard to believe that they're really even hitting jigs, but they are. All right, so what we're going to target is there's a tree right there, and there's a big cloud of crappie right there in that tree. There's a few hanging out here. We're going to target those ones on the crappie. If you've got this unit, you got the Eagle I9, live sonar, live forward facing sonar. You can see I got the screen cut back. If you were using a 12-foot rod, 10-foot rod, you could be picking at those fish. You can set this up to use it. It's not live scope. I'm not comparing it to live scope. I'm not comparing it to a Garmin. But, I mean, this is what it is. You can make this work. And we're going to drop that jig right down into that cloud. Now, when it gets into that cloud, I'm going to lose it. Totally lose it because there's so much going on right there. If I can hit it. So those fish are only in like 4 foot of water. So it's not going to take that jig. There's one chasing it right there. Well, they decided they didn't want it. Oh, that one there was following. And right there, you can see that I could have been fishing for those fish 2 foot in front of the boat, but we're going back to that tree. I'm not letting it fall very far. Letting it fall just almost as soon as it hits the water. I'm starting to reel. Oh, there's one. Oh, he was coming up after. I think that was a white bass or a largemouth. There's a lot of white bass here right now. This morning, this lake is thick with shad. Everywhere you look, there's just tons of them. All right, let's do it again. I kind of missed my target. We're going to, oh, there's one chasing right there again. Right there in front of the boat. Let's see if we can get him. Come off screen. I should be using the 10-foot rod, but I'm not. All right, let's cast past that stump. We're going to let it fall right into that cloud, and we're just going to pull it through. I'm going to lose it. Oh, there was a hit. So everybody that's afraid of this, that you can't set it up to actually be able to vertical jig, you can. I mean, there's tricks to this unit. I like this unit. Show you what I'm using. Here it goes, right here. Like day 7,000 of using that one right there. There we go. Oh, definitely not a keeper. I wasn't really going to keep any today anyway, but I mean, there it is. Man, they've got my fingers just tore up. Stop. Quit. Cut it out. I think he's been, no, something all over. They're tight right there. Those are the ones that are biting, or these right here. These maybe if they see it, but those right there, if you can get it in front of their face, keep it there, you're going to nail those fish. Let's do our old faithful. Get our crappie nibble on. Do-do-do-do. Catching crappie right there. Unpainted jig head, pink body. Chartreuse tail. You can see my buoy marker out there. It was so dark this morning, I had to mark it. I had to take a glow stick and tape a glow stick to it so I could see where that stump was. I think we got a couple bluegill down there that are wanting to play with it too. Man, he wanted it. And you can see that's 10 foot out in front of my boat. Nothing. They're there. There's a few there. Let's get back on it. There's a lot there. All right, this time we're going to go way down. There's some that are down there deep that look a lot bigger. And I missed them. See all those balls of shad? It is crazy how thick the shad are right now. Unbelievable. Right there. Huge ball of shad. Now they just kind of went away from the boat. There's your fish that are following them. Some are white bass. I think the majority of those, some of those are white bass. These right here, though, that's a big pile of crappie. And they kind of turned on, but they kind of didn't. Man, there's so many fish there. I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up. I'm going to give up on that cast, though, because I'm way off that tree from that one. The one chasing it. Oh, let's put the crappie nibble back on. There we go. There we go. That's definitely a better one. I'll show you what I moved to. Ooh, baby. That's a good crappie. Big old white crappie. Ooh, look at, for a white crappie, it's got the biggest shoulders of any white crappie I'm pretty sure I've caught in a long time. Check that out. Beautiful. Pomme De Terre crappie. Dang nice fish right there on the Patriot rod. Yeah. Okay, so I stopped fishing those ones on that tree. That tree's right there. You see they're there. They're not as thick as they were earlier. There's a brush pile off to the right-hand side of it, and watch it. There's a lot of crappie in that. See them? There's so many crappie in that. But the thing is, they're going to make you pay for it because that is a jig-eating brush pile right there. You can see all the fish working the edge of it because there's so many shad coming through. When you start out early in the morning, I start out, I mean, you see the lights. Oh, I still got it turned on. I started before the sun come up. They weren't as active while it was still dark. Seemed like that they had just turned on after the sun come up a little bit where it was kind of bright enough to see. The shad got really active. You can see them going through the forward facing sonar, just smacking, eating, chasing everything through there. Don't give up on those brush piles. You know, sometimes they turn off, sometimes they turn on. I was watching a bunch of them. Ooh, oh, he hit it right there at the side of the boat. Let's see if we can get him again. The brush pile is definitely better than the standing tree was. And I'm only fishing right now. The boat's sitting in 12 foot of water. The fish I'm catching are anywhere between 4 to 8 foot. And they're biting, but they're not crazy over the top, you know. Not one of those days, you know, but I've only stayed on this one brush pile. If I'd caught 2 or 3 fish off this brush pile, 2 or 3 off that, you know, probably, you know, you're looking at maybe like an hour before you just totally limit out. But I've got enough crappie in the freezer. I'm not even worried about limiting it out. I'm not even worried about putting it in the live well. There's some in the live well just for taking pictures with. But now that I have forward facing sonar, I keep less fish than I ever used to. Most of them go back in the lake. Even the walleye I caught the other night at Stockton. I don't hardly even keep them anymore. You know, because I've got plenty of fish in the freezer. I don't really need to. And I'm going to show you. I love this. I love going out and catch crappie, especially when there is nobody on the water. Come on, big girl. Look at that. Look at this other big, huge white crappie. Look at the back on it for a white crappie. That's a big old fish right there. Yeah, big fish. July 5th. Nobody here but me. That's it. And it's just one right after another all morning. I guarantee you I've probably already caught 3 limits. I mean, when you're catching big whites like that, it's hard to just stop. They're only like 2 foot deep now. Right there. Summertime crappie. Boom, boom. Check that one out. That's a huge crappie. Not huge, you know, 12 inches, something like that. Thick, good eating fish. Right there. Boom. Love catching me some crappie. Gotta make sure nobody's around so I don't look like a, you know what. This is no joke. I really think they just keep getting bigger. Yeah, check it out. There's another one with the camel nose. Oh, almost got me in the face. That jig popped right out of this mouth right at the perfect time. Look at the size of that mouth. Look at that. Big Pomme De Terre crappie in July. It got overcast, man, and they are on fire. I guarantee you I've caught 3 limits, at least 3 limits. Big quality crappie. Okay, so just to make sure that the camera's not lying, let's go. From my elbow, from my fingers almost to my elbow. It's a big old crappie. Definitely not the species I was after, but man, watching him on the live scope, dude, he's swimming right in there amongst all those crappie. What? Really? I'm gonna turn you back. I don't want you. What? I told you I'd turn you back. I know. Let go. You gotta let go of it. Gotta let go. I think he's giving me the what for. Just let him go. I'm telling you what, sometimes what makes the biggest difference is a good sensitive rod. Patriot, 7 foot 1 piece. I never thought 1 piece, 2 piece really mattered. There we go. It's a baby. It's just a baby. Come on, little fella. You're going back. You're going back. There's another one. I mean, I've caught so many fish with that mark like that. We've caught big ones this morning. I mean, we've caught some good quality fish this morning. And they're not deep, none of them. Not your standard, what you would think, July. You know, it's been 100 degrees every day for the last 3 or 4 days. There's another one right there. Well, that was just a little filler too. That was my quick release. There's a good one. Well, not that good. Not that bad though. I mean, that's a keeper. It's probably, 9.5. Right as I say that, there's some boats coming. Here's a knot I tie. I get questions about this. Pretty simple. I'm gonna run it through the eye. I'm gonna twist it 5, 6, 7, 8 times. I'm gonna come back down here. I'm gonna run it back through the eye. I'm gonna run it back through my loop. See where the old catfish got the tip of my finger? I should have took him home, made a sandwich out of him. Right there, that's my knot. Of course, I'm gonna get tagging. Trimmed our tail back just a little bit. You see my screen? Crazy, they're everywhere. There it is. Well, they all get to be movie stars today. I don't care how big or small they are. We're gonna give them all their photo opportunity for YouTube. I think his eyes, I think my jig head's bigger than his eyes. You can tell that's a little bitty baby crappie. Look at that big old spot going out of him. Prop or muskie. Oh, there's more there. There it is. That's a better one. It's a better one. It's not a huge one, but oh, that ain't bad. That ain't bad. I wasn't going to keep them, but I decided I would. Pretty sure the lady across the street, she's going to be tickled to death. Get some good fresh crappie flakes. And you always got to keep in mind, are they nipping? Are they chasing? Are they following it, not hitting it? If they're following it and they're never hitting it, change colors. If they're nipping at it and you can feel them, trim your tail back. Touch your tail back. Oh, that's a good one. Not that big, but, they were nipping at it. They were chasing it. Immediately when I trimmed the tail back, put one in the boat. Yeah, it's not worth bragging over. Nothing to write home about, but keeps the day moving, keeps fish biting, keeps it interesting. This time we're gonna go like 12 foot out in front of the boat, and we're gonna let it sink about a foot, and we're gonna pull right across there. Because I think most of the really active ones are up pretty shallow. Or not. That's one thing about crappie, man. You think you got them figured out, and then you don't. They're different. Maybe that's what makes them fun to fish for. The different ways you can fish for them. Just trying to figure them out. Yeah, forward-facing sonar helps some. And there's a lot of times I don't use it. I'll go weeks sometimes without ever turning it on. I was always afraid to get it because I didn't want something that was going to change the way I fish, the way I like to fish. And it didn't. When I don't want to use it, I don't use it. I just don't turn it on. You need to be able to swap up, change up. Know different tactics. Know how to spider rig. Know how to long line crappie jigs. Pull crankbaits. Slip float minnows. Vertical jig fishing. Learn all that. Even though you got this, let this help you make sure there's some fish there. But just go out and fish. You ain't got to keep them all. I've never seen so many crappie in one spot. Like, it really is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Like, thousands of them. I'd say thousands. Maybe 600, 700. And the brush pile always shows up, even though you can see it. I can see the brush pile right there. I'm still dumb enough to put that jig in that brush pile right there. That's the last one of those I got too. That's the last color, chartreuse and white. It's been pretty good this morning. Oh, what do we got there? We got a fighter. That thing hit it like a largemouth bass, without a doubt. Let's get it in here. Boom, black crappie. Another good one. I'm impressed on how big all these crappie have been this morning. See? Just takes a little patience. Change your colors, change your sizes. Always change your sizes. So let's recap just a little bit and see how good we did July 5th, 2025. There's some big old crappie in that pile right there. Check it out.